What is going on, everyone? Welcome to your 5th Java game development tutorial, and in this tutorial we're going to be working with our main method here and actually building some stuff to actually display what we've been working for in the last couple of tutorials. So the first thing that I'm going to teach you guys how to do is use this it's called the display mode method that I've been talking about, and in order to do this we need to set a variable equal to a display mode object. So go ahead and put display mode and name it DM or something simple, and set it equal to new display mode, just like that. Now display mode is going to take 4 parameters. The first 2 parameters are your resolutions, and this is going to be 800 by 600, and this is your X and Y. Now your third parameter is your bit, pretty much your bit depth, and this means it's either can be 8, 16, or 32. To be safe, just go with 16 right here. It's not too many colors, but it's a lot faster than it would be if it was 32. And the last one is your refresh rate, and this means how many times your monitor refreshes. And what you commonly do here is put display mode dot refresh rate unknown, just like that. And it should pop up if you're using Eclipse, and this means I don't know where my refresh rate is, and you know, it says it right there, value of the refresh rate if not known, and we don't know. It's not going to matter really. And now what we want to do is get an object of this class, and I named this class Bucky, so I'm going to name it Bucky B equals new Bucky. And we need the object of this class because aside from main, we're going to be building another method, and that's b.run. And that run method is actually going to take your display mode as a parameter. So that's why we needed to put the display mode right here. So let's go ahead and tighten this up and build that run method right here. And let's go ahead, and in this run method we're going to be pretty much setting the stuff what we want to appear on the screen. So public void run, and of course it takes the display mode as parameter, so we need to make it take it display mode DM. And we need this display mode because we pretty much need it to pass on the set full screen in here, and I'll go over this later on. This display mode in this run method is actually gonna call set full screen, and you'll see why right now. But first thing what we're gonna want to do is set the background, foreground, and font of our window. So set background right there, and what do we want to set this background to? Color pink. Looks good. And now that we got our background is going to be pink, let's set our foreground right. So set foreground, hopefully I spelled it right, to color.white. There we go. That's a little better. And now what we pretty much have is a pink background with a white foreground. So now all we need to do is pretty much put font on it. So set font, we need something to read, so that's why. And what do we want to put for font? Let's put new font. Let's make it, takes 3 parameters, Arial and font plain and 24. And if you don't know how to use any of these things, then check out my other Java tutorials, but you guys should know how to do this. That's why I'm going through it kind of quick. Scroll up, and now after this what we need to do is we need a screen variable, and what the screen variable is going to let us do is right here. You see we have the screen class right here that we built. So the screen variable is gonna pretty much be a screen object to let us use the methods in here. So go ahead and put screen s equal to new screen, and now we can call any of the methods in our screen class right here. So let's go ahead and do that. The first thing we're going to want to do, remember, is set full screen. Remember we built this method over here to set the window and turn it into a full screen window. So let's go ahead, and we actually need to encapsulate this in try blocks, one of those silly little things, and let's go ahead and catch exception ex and we won't handle it because I don't plan on messing up. And let's go ahead and call s.set full screen. And for your parameters, remember it takes a display mode and a JFrame window. And instead of window, you can just put this. And in case you don't know what the this keyword means, it's pretty much a reference to whatever object you're working on. So it's pretty much a reference to this right here. And that's what the this keyword means. So inside this try block, you actually want to have another try block. So if this works, let's go ahead and put the thread to sleep. And what this is going to do when we put the thread to sleep, remember, when we put a thread to sleep, it does nothing. So once it sets it to full screen right here, we want it to do nothing for 5 seconds. That's 5,000 milliseconds. And if you're saying, alright, why would you want it to do nothing for 5 seconds? Well, if we didn't have it sleep at all, it pretty much would just set it to full screen, and down here we're pretty much gonna go ahead and put, let me find my finally, where's my first try right there, catch, actually this is gonna be finally s dot, and what do we name it, restore, there we go, restore screen. So here's what this is gonna do, and we need to catch this, catch exception ex, and don't handle it. So here's what this run method is doing in essence. What it's doing is it's changing all the font, that's all nice and neat, but it's changing it to full screen, and then it's waiting for 5 seconds, and then it's returning it to regular screen. And if we didn't have this at all, it would change it to full screen and then restore it back to normal size so fast we couldn't even tell that it was happening. So that's why we need to wait. We say, alright, once you get to full screen, just wait, pause, let us look at it a little bit, make sure we didn't mess up anything, and then after 5 seconds you can go ahead and restore it to normal screen. So I only got 3 minutes left, so let me hurry up and write my last method, and that is going to be right here. Public void paint, and his parameter graphics G. And for here, let's go ahead, G dot draw string, and 3 parameters. First, what do you want the string to say? This is gonna be awesome. And 2 more are positioning, and we'll put it at 200 and 200, so it'll appear somewhere in the middle of the screen. And now what we need to do is end that, and let me just run this to make sure it works. And I know you guys can't see it right now, but my screen just turned pink and it says this is gonna be awesome in pretty much the middle of the screen, and after 5 seconds it stopped. And here is a preview of what it looks like. And I actually, before I made this tutorial, I took a screen capture, and I just wanted to test it out on my own real quick to make sure I didn't mess up any code for this tutorial. But this is what's going to look like when you do this exact same thing on your computer. It's going to be a pink screen with no title bars at the top, no scroll bars inside, and it's going to say this is going to be awesome. And now you have just taken over your entire screen, and now we are ready to move on to the next step. So, and the last thing, if you're wondering, why is this paint method happening if we didn't call it anywhere in our program? Actually, we did, not explicitly though. Whenever you make a JFrame, it calls the paint method automatically, and this is because it knows what to paint in it. So, even though we didn't call paint or repaint, it does this once automatically. Anytime you want to call it again, manually, you have to call something called repaint. But for now, I just wanted to build this run method to show you guys here's how you do stuff with the window. In our other class, we're changing it to full screen, making it wait for a little bit, then restoring it to normal size. So now we got all of our screens built. We can begin doing some actually cool stuff that makes a lot more sense. So thank you guys for watching. I promise this is going to get better. Don't forget to subscribe. We're well on our way to making awesome games. Thank you again. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.